Good afternoon, traders. Welcome to this market insight. I want to have a look at soybeans here, an opportunity that arose this morning and really over the last couple of days, and bring into focus some profiles here. I want to have a look at these slightly higher time frames, these hourly charts, and how we could have gone about executing a trade in here. And what I've got on my screen on the left-hand side is a weekly market and volume profiles. The middle here is the session. Volume and market profiles on the right hand side, of course, just an hourly chart. Now, starting on the left hand side, soybeans is just coming towards the bottom of a sort of 3 or 4 week downtrend. And as we sit here on Thursday, very close to the end, very close to the end of this week, and it's looking ever so much like we're going to close here with an inside week, this full trading week with inside the previous week's high and low, and at the bottom of an extended downtrend, that indecision and that inside week can very often lead to reversal. Now, that bigger reversal likely to be a play for next week and the weeks to come off that profile, but that this inside week here just give me a little bit of confidence early doors, even though that week has yet to close, but perhaps this upside was due. But the other thing that we had last week, I just want to draw our attention to, is we had the close. Let me just grab a circle here. You can see the close of last week is right the way down, quite an extreme close down towards the lows of that profile. And very often with an extreme close like that, you tend to see a retracement and a move back up through that week's profile. So closing there, opening this week, again, right at those extremes. If you fail to see the market go and take out failed to go and take out the lows of of the previous week, very often that retracement is back on the cards. So opportunities for long, I think, from last week, end of last week, where we closed, and then now this week, this inside week developing, just reinforcing the potential for a bit more upside. Now, as we come across to the daily profiles, we can see how some of these daily sessions have looked. It starts with this big P-shaped formation at the bottom and some aggressive buying down at the lows, down at that 978, 980 handle. We can see a nice aggressive reaction and actually happier trading up towards that 1000 mark, a big psychological handle of 1000. And then from there on out, we've just seen again an inside day. We can just see that. Let me put a little marker around it here, this profile here, the inside day. Now this is Monday's profile, so that failure opening, again, you can see at the bottom of the day, putting in some single prints showing some aggressive buying at the lows. The inside day, again, just reinforcing that potential reversal opportunity. As we've moved higher, I just want to draw our attention over the past few days to the value area. You can see here the purple section of the volume profile, that value area just continuing to shift higher, just suggesting market happy trading at these higher and higher prices. And then yesterday, just leaving some single prints down here at the lows, again, just suggesting there was a reasonably responsive and quite aggressive buying from in at this single print range where we can see from the day before. One concern and one observation for argument for a bit of negativity is we've still got a string of poor lows trading down at the bottom of this market profile. Poor lows suggesting some weak buying, and often those poor lows go on to be targeted and broken. But for now, at least, this trend's still pushing higher. And buying pressure coming in not only at the bottom of yesterday's profile with those singles, but also today seeing a reasonably responsive move away from, again, just this little dip in volume, not a single print area, but you can see it's almost a little low volume node, a bit of a cave within yesterday's profile, just bringing that cave back across. It's also the previous days, back on Tuesday's high. Again, both of those, the low volume node and Tuesday's high, acting as support to continue this market driving higher. Now, one of the challenges that lies ahead of us. Here we're saying that we've got the Tuesday's high acting as resistance. We've also got the week low from a couple of weeks ago, 7th of October. That low of that week could also now become resistance in front of us here. So perhaps this trend will start to slow down and tail off towards the end of this week. But opportunities to have been long over the past couple of days. Let's just bring the hourly charts into play. We can see right at the bottom here this big big almost double bottom formation. Now, technically, we're not trading that double bottom until, oh, sorry, struggling to move this. There we go. Technically, we're not trading that double bottom until we see the neckline broken, which is not until we get right the way up here. Now that has happened. That trade, I think, yes, it can be played, but it's a little bit late. It's a little bit slow. I think the more desirable opportunity, based on everything that we'd seen prior to this, was probably looking to try and get involved in one of these swings within this uptrend. We had this retracement. Just looking back, let's just clean this Fibonacci up, and let's just remove some of those levels. Okay, for me, the big hitters in here, the 50% and the 61%, remove the others out of the equation. If we do that, we can see here this market retraced back down to that 61% zone, created a lovely hammer formation, so buying pressure coming in that zone, and also potential in here for a bit of a trend line just coming up through these lows. Just supporting that price. So although the neckline of the double bottom hadn't been broken at this point, I think there was plenty of evidence from the profiling for this market to look to move higher. And today, we've now just had a run through the previous day's highs, little consolidation overnight. And this little retest, which we can see here, let me just put a marker on it. This little retest here, this was yesterday's closing price. That red dotted line is yesterday's closing price. So we opened up, we moved above, we pulled back into yesterday's close, and then have just seen the move away in the last 3-4 hours of positivity in here as we run up to those weekly lows that we were referring to. Now, cash session here is going to open up and pick up some volatility at 2:30 in line with the US session. So all eyes towards that. Can we get another leg higher? It's certainly possible, but there will also have been plenty of opportunity this week, and perhaps some profit taking just as we start to run into these weekly lows, and that level sat. That weekly low sat up here at 1012, which is exactly where we are at the moment. The high that we've just put in is that 1012 handle. Okay, so lovely opportunities in here in soybeans. I think things, key points for me to pick up: the closing price of last week. Those, always be mindful, those extreme closes can often lead to retracements and reversals. The formation and potential for an inside week, which has been developing for a few days now, and then from a daily point of view, the observations would be that ever shift higher in the value area, the continual higher highs and higher lows of the profiles, and then the strong support levels coming in firstly from the single print area. And of course, this single print area here, this was where the fib retracement kicked in. And then on top of that now, today, yesterday's closing price, along with the low volume node, the cave, and a previous session high. So plenty of opportunities here for soybean. A lovely trading week. We'll see if this can continue. For now, the trend looks healthy, looks strong. We'll keep eyes on this. Good luck with your trading team. Thanks for tuning in. We'll come back with another market update. Perhaps have a look at soybeans in the not too distant future. Bye for now.